Hi everyone, and welcome to this message, this pick a card reading on the subject of what you need to know right now. And I want to start off with the Astro Dice for each reading, for each group. So just going to give you a message that sets the tone, that creates a theme for the reading in a way, using those. So just once again, connect with yourself, with your inner truth, with your guides, whatever you use to help you make decisions, to feel what's right intuitively, and ask whether your number is 1, 2, or 3, the number of your group. Don't focus on anything else, any imagery or anything like that. Just tune in and connect with what feels right, what you feel drawn to. And then when you're ready, just click on that number and I'll see you there for your reading. So if you chose group number 1, your Astro Dice message, you've got Uranus in Pisces in the 11th house. So it's quite possible that at the moment some of your groups are changing, some of your friendship groups, some of the groups that you belong to, the way that you see community, the way that you feel a sense of belonging in the world. It's also quite possible that you're working with groups in a very innovative, interesting Aquarian sort of way. And because it's Pisces, we could be looking at spiritual groups. We could be looking at spiritual groups that you're either leading or thinking of joining at the moment to help you to reach some new level of understanding or to offer something different to the world, something new, using everything that you've learned so far, using a very innovative, interesting, quirky, unique way of working. Because Uranus, is the planet that rules Aquarius and rules the 11th house, and you've also got the 11th house, so that influence is very strong. And the fact that it's Pisces is the sign that has come up means that you really could be working on something of a very spiritual nature, but in your very own unique way, in order to better humanity in some way, to improve humanity, to work with groups to help them to improve the way that they journey through life. So let's look at what the cards say as well. Answering the call, that it's just the right time for you to be doing this. Your energy may have been fragmented for quite a long time as you've been trying to sift and sort through lots of possibilities and choices, a multi-passionate nature that's left you feeling confused rather than enriched, that's left you feeling bewildered and pulled in several different dimensions, directions, even dimensions as well. And you're calling all that energy together, all that fragmented energy back together into a single point within yourself, a point that helps you to be focused and determined on, initially at least, just one particular way of answering the call to your destiny. One particular thing that you can put all your energy and all your focus and all your passion behind to move you forward in a way that you haven't been able to walk before, a path that hasn't seemed accessible to you before in terms of your growth and development. If it's you actually joining a group, it could be a group that gives you a breakthrough that allows you to get out of the stuck energy, out of confusion and bewilderment, and that allows you to apply very inventive ways of moving through any previous confusion. You could also be thinking of studying something as a way to bring you further forward, even more into clarity and precision and progression, the progression of not only your work but also of your soul. So that's highly recommended at this time. Anything to do with those more Aquarian topics would be great, but really almost anything will add to your learning, add to your ability to progress, both materially and financially, and also spiritually, emotionally, and to deepen and broaden your understanding of life and of the world. So, Aquarian topics, that could be anything to do with new innovations, new ways of looking at the world, new ways of working with things, even working with technology, working with electricity, and of course working with the Aquarian sciences like astrology and alternative healing, alternative ways of seeing things, renewable energy, alternative ways of living, all of those things, all of those areas, all of those ideas are there for you. Sometimes it's the transmitting of ideas as well, because ideas can be very electrical in nature. It could be teaching, therefore, because we're also still looking at groups and what we deliver to groups and to the community, what we offer. So all of those things, if you're taking up a course of study that's going to help you to do one of those things, then this is a great time to do that. It could be that you've already gone through a course of study, but you haven't actually used the thing that you've done that study for yet, and that's all about to come into being at this time, because you've grown and you've realized who you are and what you want and what your gifts are and what your strengths are and what your destiny is, what it is that you really want to give to the world. So you're in a place of real gratitude and real joy over these discoveries over this opportunity to find clarity and to throw yourself into a singular cause, even if that singular cause leads you to explore and offer multifaceted gifts and abilities and offerings to the world at some future time. Abundance is pouring into your life in the future because of these current decisions that you're making. And a time is approaching when you will realize that you are exactly where you need to be, that everything that has happened has been leading you exactly to this point, and that this abundance was always meant for you, and that the journey was always going to be a part of you, because it was waiting for you to realize that you are infinite and that you are an infinite creator, that you are a magical being. You don't have to have the struggle. You can go past all of that, but the struggle has been a huge growth opportunity, an opportunity to see things as they really are, to see the world as it really is, to see other people as they really are, and to understand that when you fill yourself up with the energy of determination and with that singular vision and focus, and you keep walking towards it as someone who cannot be distracted, cannot be dissuaded, cannot be influenced in any way, or shaped or molded or intruded upon in that process, then you have absolutely found that thing that you were looking for, that thing that is absolutely you and absolutely yours, and there's nothing that can stand between you and that thing, because it was you all along. It was you who took those decisions to listen to the naysayers. It was you who decided to ask advice from those who would discourage you, because on some level you were not ready. You were not completely happy with the path that you'd chosen. You were undecided. So this is a time really when your guides and your angels want you to know that you are in for the adventure of a lifetime, simply because you've decided. You've spent many nights worrying, many nights confused over what your path is, who you are, what you're here to do. You've had issues with friendships that have led you astray, or friendships that have been disappointing, or they may have misled you, or they may have turned out to be not exactly as you would have hoped. And you're learning now to find your inner strength. And as you find your inner strength, and as you begin to love yourself more, to like yourself, to appreciate yourself more, to appreciate your gifts, and to put that liking and that appreciation of yourself first, above the need to please and placate others, that is what opens the door to your treasure, because it's in that need to please and placate others that you have often fallen short of your goals. Will they still like me if I succeed? Will there still be these open doors for me if I look too successful, or if I show my happiness too much? You are beginning to shed those friendships. Remember, we said at the beginning that you were looking at evaluating evaluating your friendships, your groups were changing, not just the groups, the spiritual groups, working with groups, joining groups, but also friendship groups, community where you belong. You're beginning to feel that you don't have to work hard to belong somewhere, that you can create your own sense of belonging, that you are deserving of belonging in this world, and that you love yourself enough now not to have to strive to belong in a place that isn't offering that belonging to you unconditionally. The groups that support you, that uplift you, that fire you up and push you forward on the path to your success, these are the ones now that match your current level of self-love, and that's what you will be looking for. And anything that falls short of that, you'll recognize as a familiar pattern of the old, of, oh yeah, that's what I used to do when I didn't like myself very much, and now that I do like myself an awful lot more, I am, well, let's not say an awful lot more, let's say a lovely lot more. Now that I love myself a lovely lot more, those are the people I'm going to be attracting. And if I don't attract them, I'm going to turn the other way and look for them, because that's the energy that I know I deserve. That's what the belonging that I know I belong to, and that's the belonging that I know I deserve. So that is wonderful. You've made some incredible discoveries about yourself recently, group number one, and those discoveries are going to be with you into the next decade, the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years. They are going to guide you. They're going to steer your path forward. This was the groundwork, in a sense. This was you coming to a place where you were to understand who you are and what you can be, what you came here to be, and what you truly deserve in life. You are being asked at this time to clear your energy, to clear your thoughts, to clear your vibes of anything in the past or anything around you currently that you feel may have, anything you may have attracted to you that was a mirror of your previous self-loathing. And I'm sorry if that sounds really dramatic, and if it doesn't resonate, leave it behind, because it may not be that dramatic. There are degrees, aren't there? But if it does resonate, this is absolutely for you. And if you can admit that to yourself, now that you're in this much better place, then you're far more likely to access that healing. If you can just say, yes, I was acting very unkindly towards myself because I viewed myself in a very negative way, then you can open up to what's real, what's true, that's of a higher and more loving, self-loving nature. So drop all of that by the wayside, focus your mind, and just let yourself know that if there, what was that thing Maya Angelou used to say? I'm happy to leave the table when love is not being served. It's that sort of energy. Get up and leave the table, because this planet is full of people. It's teeming with people, and there are so many of those people who will be loving and kind and supportive and championing and cheerleading and of a like vibration. So you do not any longer need to squander your love, your energy, your resources, your time on those who will actually keep you pinned down into a place of, let's just say, self-disdain and discouragement. So it's been a very powerful time for you to realize that you're worthy and that you're deserving. And the overall message, if I had to sum it up, is that, you iron sharpens iron. Look for the groups of people who will match your frequency and sharpen you up and bring you beyond yourself. Don't try to look for those lower vibrations so that you can help them out of their struggles, or so that you can keep yourself small because that's what you feel you deserve. And maybe people who are doing a lot better than you or vibing higher than you are a little bit intimidating. Jump into that high vibe, jump into the company of people who are doing what you would call extremely well, and let that energy be a little bit scared. Don't be so controlling. It's okay to be vulnerable and to learn from other people, and let their energy and their commitment and their hard working ethic pull you along, pull you into a different perception of who you can be. And that isn't to say that when people you know and love and care about are suffering or struggling, you abandon them. That's not what this is about. It's about when you have time, spare time to spend, when you're choosing what input to take in and what influences to have around you, you must do that with greater discernment at this time. And of course, ultimately, that will put you in a better position to help those who are struggling at some point in the future when it serves you. But you have to ask yourself, what is actually coming into my life as a result of surrounding myself with people who are negative, who are maybe condescending, maybe who are always looking out for, let's just say, not the brightest possibilities, not necessarily looking on the bright side of life. We're not talking about toxic positivity here, however. Obviously, people go through painful times, and sometimes we can only be a real friend by being there for each other. But sometimes being there for each other does mean helping each other to see the brighter possibilities and offering the right kind of help. What we're talking about here is not being unkind or dismissive or patronizing or looking down on people who have not learnt this incredible thing of how to get into the right vibratory state to manifest, to attract at this higher level. It's not about that, but it's about deciding where you are going to invest the majority of your time, energy, where you are going to build your community, where you are going to put your, draw a line in the sand and say, this is where I belong, spending my time and maintaining my frequency. Ultimately, we are all walking each other home, as they say. I think that was Ram Dass. So it's about appropriateness. It's about discernment, and it's about judgment. So group number one, it looks as if you're also coming into a time where you either have on the horizon a new beautiful kindred partnership approaching because of all this incredible work that you've done on yourself, or if you are already in that partnership, you will be able to enjoy it even more. You will be able to really indulge and revel in all the beautiful things that partnership brings into your life without worrying about, again, with the naysayers or people who are a little bit envious or who don't have that in their lives, or who, little put downs, little underhand comments, backhanded compliments. You will be able to flourish within that partnership without all of that. And if it's a new partnership coming and you've not had this before, wow, this is going to just crack your heart wide open to a place where you will be able to not only enjoy this beautiful, loving, incredible time in your life, you'll also be able to manifest at a very powerful level because your heart will be back online again. Okay, that's it, group number one. That's what you needed to know for now. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please post a comment. Just say hello. Doesn't have to be a long comment, doesn't have to be much, just whatever, post a heart, I don't mind, just anything at all. And also, if you want to share this video, that would be amazing. If each person shared this video just in one place, that would make a huge difference. So don't think that you won't make a difference just by doing one small thing. I really would appreciate that. So thanks again for listening, for watching, and I hope you enjoyed your message. Bye. Hi, group number two, and welcome to your message on the subject of what you need to know right now. So your Astro Dice message, you've got Mercury in Capricorn in the first house. So you are putting a lot of energy at the moment into your career. If you chose this group, your career, your status in the world, your position in the world, building wealth, building a legacy for the future, communicating, meetings, emails, even if you're just thinking about it, making copious amounts of notes, ideas, sketching things out, planning things, trying to elevate your position, elevate your status, improve your lot in life on the material plane. You are also very much putting your best foot forward, if you like. In other words, you're really embodying those qualities right now because it's your first house. It's you. It's how you appear in the world. It's almost as if that's what you're really presenting to the world. It's like you're focused, really, really focused right now. And you're being asked to remember to communicate in a way that's really harmonious with the aims that you have, to keep your communications clear, to make sure that messages are going to the right people at the right time, to make sure that you're responding to things at the right time so that the messages are getting through when they need to get through rather than being delayed. Because it could be that you have a lot going on apart from this, so there are other things pulling on your energy. So if we look at the cards, you've got this sense in the past that you have really been trying to follow your bliss, to trust what you really, really feel. And it could be that you've just felt pulled in so many different directions because you know you need to focus on your material needs, you know you need to focus on practicalities, and at the same time there's this sense of how can I harmonize those two things? How can I have harmony between doing what I really, really love and also, keeping a roof over my head, paying the bills, being ambitious as well, like really wanting to create something more than that in life, not just being in survival mode, but wanting to create your kingdom, your legacy, your empire, if you like. So you really have been just trying to follow your inner, it's like you have this inner compass that's always leading you forward, and somehow you seem to find your way towards something that creates success, and then you still have this nagging feeling in the background of, but is this what I really love? Is this what I really want to be doing? You have a lot of creative energy, and a lot of inner warmth to express. You've got the Queen of Wands. It could be you. It could also be a female around you who is also very passionate, also very creative. It could be that you're concerned about this person, concerned about what they think if you were to choose a different path, or whether they're okay. Are you taking care of them? Whether it's a mother, whether it's I don't know. It could be a daughter, it could be a friend, it could be a partner, it could just be someone who not relies on you necessarily, but someone whose opinion is very important to you. So there's a very strong sense that you are pulled in lots of different directions and that you can't simply do what you want to do. You have to consider others at this point, and you have angels around you bringing harmony, bringing peace to all of your dilemmas, all of your questions in that regard, and helping you to discover who you truly are without feeling as if you're going to be letting anyone down. And that's really important to you. And I feel in the past that may have brought some struggle, some sense of disappointment. Like there are times when you feel you're not really satisfied within yourself, and there's a little bit of a sense of obligation or something. And it's like, well, I want to have my time as well. I want to have my time of doing what I really love, of what really fulfills me. And it's as if you're coming now to a stage where you're kind of having a bit of a breakthrough in that regard, a bit of a creative awakening where you're starting to see actually it could be possible for you to have all of those things, the best of all those things in the best of all possible worlds, as they say. And you're being asked to just tread very thoughtfully, not to give anything up, not to throw anything out, to consider every path, to keep hold of your dreams, to keep dreaming your dreams, but to stay in the flow of abundance. This seems very, very important, because if the energy becomes stuck, that energy is going to affect everything in your life. So, okay, let's look at it another way. You also need to make sure that you are being creative, because if your creative energy becomes stuck, then that can stop the flow of abundance in your material reality. So it's a really interesting one here. It's as if all of these things need to work together, and in your mind, in some respects, you've been separating them out. But what I'm being told is that they are meant to work as one big harmonious whole, because your stability if you like, and your ambition are creating a foundation that will allow you to be more creative in the future. And your creativity, your creative energy, when you allow yourself to feel joy, to pick up an instrument, to pick up a paintbrush, to pick up, a laptop and start writing something beautiful, when you allow that energy to flow through you, then you feel less resentful, and the abundance mechanisms start to push into full gear again. So you start to get thinking, new ideas coming in, new foundations to build, new connections to make, all of this. So what I feel your guides want you to know, what you need to know at this point, is that if you have neglected your creativity because you've been too focused on, the legacy and the ambition and the material foundation, the prosperity, the abundance, all of that aspect, then take a little bit of time to be creative, but see that as a holiday for the soul rather than, oh, I have to stop doing this business thing so that I can be a creative person. Let them work together. So if you need to spend a day songwriting or writing the first couple of chapters of a novel or painting something beautiful or just baking cakes or, whatever it is, volunteering at a local centre and making collages with people with learning difficulties, whatever it is at all that you feel will sort of open up those creative channels and those dreaming pathways again and put you back in the flow. Give yourself the indulgence of spending time doing that. You also need this group number 2, a bit of pampering time. I feel like you need to give back to yourself. This isn't something I'm seeing in the cards. This is just what my guides are saying to me, that you feel, there's a feeling that you are so burdened with obligations sometimes, but you're not giving yourself enough opportunities to just really be pampered, to receive, yeah, okay, having a holiday is nice. That's one thing. That's beautiful. Going for a lovely walk in nature, that's wonderful as well. But do you lie down on a massage table and just let someone massage you and just massage your cares away? Do you, ever go for, like treatments, a sauna, a swim, something that feels a bit more indulgent, something that feels a bit more playful, like you're just going to treat yourself to something that you'd find really, really scrummy. So that group number 2 is where we are now, past and present. So let's have a look at what's coming in the future. So again, interesting theme. Again, lie back, rest, relax. So if you don't do this, it feels as if you will lose out. So this is kind of a warning. So it's really important that you get this message that, I don't like to do doom and gloom and predictions and things like that, but it does look as if you have 2 possibilities right now. You have the possibility of driving yourself forward, driving yourself into the ground like an old car, just keep going, pushing. And if you do pursue that path, if you continue like that, there is the possibility, because again, this is choice. This is the whole point of having readings, that they'll point out what some of the leading potentialities are at this time based on the choices you make and the actions you take. Again, is not set in stone. You are the creator. If you continue on this path of not giving back to yourself, not receiving, and not giving yourself those creative energies, you will experience loss in terms of what you're trying to achieve overall. That's it. I've got to say it because that's how I'm seeing it. But all the other cards around it look beautiful because you've only got one card that says that. And right on top of it, you have watching clouds, lie back, rest and relax. Then right next to that, you have the Fool, the great adventurer. You have the 10 of Pentacles, the great legacy, the wealth that you are trying to create. So you will come to a place of impasse if you don't take the time to rest, to give back to yourself and to be creative. But if you do, you will have everything that you're trying to create. There are those times in life where we're pushing and we're pushing and we're pushing and we're exhausted and nothing's working and nothing's happening, and it's like you think in terms of what you have to get done over the next 2 weeks, over the next month, or what you have to pack into this week. But if you were to just take 2 whole days off to play, to create, to get pampered, you come back and you achieve in the following 5 days what you would have achieved in the next 2 weeks, because you're energized, you're re-energized, you're reinvigorated, and you're inspired again. You care again about the legacy because you now remember why you're doing it and what it could bring you in the future, and you filled your cup. This is the important thing. You have to fill your cup. At the moment, you are emptying out your cup and you are pouring into others, and you are not receiving. And at some point, you will unconsciously become resentful if you don't stop that now. And the whole thing is just going to go flat. They're showing me a souffle. It's just going to go flat. Do you like cooking? Number 2, group number 2. I don't know. It's just... Maybe there's a connection to France because there's a souffle, but the souffle is going flat and you want the souffle to rise, to rise, to rise, to rise. Yes? So you need to take the time to watch the clouds go by, to have a little bit of a break. When you get back, the same messages will still be there. The same people will be wanting things. In fact, you're going to become more of a magnet for these things because you're going to put yourself back in the right energy. Your cork is going to be bobbing nicely on the surface. You're not going to be in resistance mode, as they say. Thank you, Abraham. So, yeah, I mean, that's essentially your message, group number 2. And but I just feel as if I want to do another Astro Dice shake just to see what the outcome is. Should you take our advice and rest and be creative and playful and receive from the universe and from others? Let's see, what's the outcome? Okay, Libra. Moon, Libra, 9th house. Oh, that's lovely. Lovely. Okay, so Libra, the sign of balance, the sign of relationships and coupling and partnerships. There will be a much greater sense of partnership, of balance, of working together. So you're not feeling that you're carrying everything alone, that you'll feel as if the world is on your side. You'll feel as if you're partnering with the universe and co-creating with the universe rather than, holding everything. The 9th house, philosophy, teaching and learning, life purpose. You will have a greater sense of your overall life purpose, because it's one thing to strive and to be ambitious, and that's wonderful. You are creating an empire, but also remember to inject within that a sense of real purpose. Real, like your heart belongs there, like you're fulfilling something, because you also have the moon, which is about the emotions, your feelings. So you're going to feel much more tapped in, much more tuned in, much more turned on to what you're doing if you take that time, which is exactly what we've already said, isn't it? That you're going to be able to feel more connected to what you're doing, because you connect to other things as well, other facets of your being, which will allow you to become more enriched. So, harmony returning, balance returning, emotional balance and peace and happiness returning, a deeper sense of life purpose returning, and all those within your life and around you that you partner with on a daily basis. And that can be one-to-one partners, or that can be your partnership with the world, with the universe. It can be partnering with parents, with children, with loved ones, lovers, intimate partnerships, husbands, wives. Those people around you will feel they can connect with you again more deeply, because it's going to open your heart more to take care of yourself, and you'll all be able to enjoy more of that balance, more of that peace and happiness and contentment within you, and also that greater sense of purpose that you will be, injecting into everything and everyone, as well as being able to enjoy the legacy that you're creating. And also remember, it's a co-creation, because everyone around you in your life is a part of what you're doing. They're all supporting you in some way. They may not appear to be the ones who are doing it, but there will be an emotional support component that they are bringing. And giving yourself time means giving yourself time to also appreciate that, and maybe to acknowledge that, to look around you and see what's really happening, and to say thank you to those people. Maybe they need a treat as well. Maybe they need to see that you actually see them and see your lives as they really are. Yeah, so bringing enrichment to everything and everyone in your life. But that's only going to happen when you stop and smell the flowers. My guide has just said, stop and smell the flowers. Maybe some of you are, getting access to a lot of flowers at the moment. I know the Chelsea Flower Show, I don't know, could be around this time of year. You might not be in the UK, you might not be in London, you might not be anywhere near the Chelsea Flower Show, but you might be near flowers, or you might have a passion for flowers. You might, there's something anyway that resonated there when I said that they were saying it's time to smell the flowers. Anyway, I hope that helps you, resonates with you, group number 2. I hope you enjoyed it. And please, if you did enjoy it, just say a quick hello or something, some kind of feedback under the video. And please share the videos. Also, if you'd like to book a reading with me, the link is below the video. And I'm also thinking of reducing the price of my readings for a while, because I recently did a sale and it was very successful. So look out for that on my website. At the time of recording this, I haven't done that yet, but I will be doing it after this video, after I've finished recording. So yes, that's it. Spread the word, pass it on, make a comment, drop a like. Thank you very much. Bye, group number 2. Hi, group number 3, and welcome to your reading on the subject of what you need to know right now. Group 3, your astro dice. That's really interesting. Really, really interesting. So you've got Sun, 9th house, North Node. Very interesting. So I initially feel as if you are very focused on your life purpose at the moment, very focused on higher learning, discovering what it is you're here to do, possibly thinking of taking on some kind of advanced study, possibly becoming a teacher. You could be writing, you could be wanting to get published at this point. There is a very strong sense of destiny with all of this, with the North Node here, with the Sun here, right next to that 9th house. That, these two dice have really stuck together. So the Sun shining on those 9th housey kind of issues. So it's like, I came here to be a writer and I need to make it happen now. And also with the Sun, it's the creative writing as well, or even if it's not, even if it's non-fiction, it's something that you love to do. It's passion, it's playful, it's, you get a lot of enjoyment out of it. Also, because the Sun is about the heart and about love and creativity and being seen, it's not necessarily a book. It could be, 9th house books, publishing, all of that. It could be a songwriter. You could be a poet. You could be any kind of self-expression through the written word, or you could be someone who's focusing on self-expression through teaching. Maybe that's the thing through which you express yourself. Maybe you feel that teaching is your life purpose. Maybe you feel that learning and study, maybe these are the things that you feel are your life purpose, like you're the eternal student, like you just want to be in a library or in an academic institution for the rest of your life, and that's what would make you happy. But with the Sun there, it feels as if it's time for you to be more visible. It feels as if whatever it is that you have in your mind, these ideas, these theories, these philosophies, this life purpose, even this desire to travel, maybe to be a travel writer, maybe to share ideas about your travels, whatever that is, this path of your destiny, it feels as if it's time for you to show that to the world somehow. So you could be thinking of starting a YouTube channel where you talk about your travels, or where you share excerpts from your book, or maybe you start singing your songs that you've written, or you start reading your poetry. But there's a great sense of destiny about this. There's a great sense of, if not now, then when? Because you're being called to it right now. Let's see what the cards say. You've been through a huge transformation, group number 3. You might have already, some of you, created something huge that you just haven't had the courage to show to anyone yet, because this looks like a huge awakening, a huge way of seeing life, of living life even. Complete transformation. There were times in the past when you were feeling very fogged in, very blocked, if you like. It was very difficult for you to see the way forward, or to get very clear about what it was you wanted to do. Very difficult for you to be optimistic, but you found a way. You found a way to clear away that fog. You found a way to move away from difficult partnerships, circumstances that were limiting you, into a new kind of love, is what I'm hearing. A new kind of love, a love that began with self-love, a love that began with self-love that has led you to seeing even partnerships in a more optimistic way. But this is very much about how you partner with yourself, and about taking those first steps out into the world, where you can begin to show what you've experienced in this transformation. To me, it feels like a spiritual awakening. It really does feel as if you've learnt so much about yourself, your past, the purpose of your life, the reason for some of the things that you've experienced, and also some spiritual abilities that could have opened up, your mission, your purpose. And it could be that you've written some great work connected to that, or it could be that having this awakening has led you to want to just get rid of all your belongings and go traveling and be free. Any number of those things are possible, but you're at the place now. You've arrived to a place where you are taking the first steps on this journey towards being visible and turning this in this very private, if you like, experience of transformation and awakening into more of a public experience that will help others, that will help them to make sense of their journeys going forward, that will help them to make more sense of their lives and their path and their past that they've been through, and also help them to make more sense of any awakenings that they might have experienced. I see you working very hard now, coming into the present, working very hard on refining something, perfecting it, making it just right, putting it all together to your satisfaction, finding new ways to actually earn a living as well, so that you can be more aligned with your real path, even using your intuition, using your higher awareness that you've gained to find a way through. For some of you, even connecting with your guides and trying to discover what's really going to be the right path for you, what's really going to be the right set of initiatives for you that will pull you forward. But there's a lot here focused on how you bring your great work to the world. It's almost as if you're in this playground. And as I talk about this, I feel myself becoming slower, calmer, if you like. I feel as if you have something creative that not only helps you to express yourself, but that also brings you a lot of peace. It helps you to breathe. And it's possible that it helps others to breathe as well. So if it is a book, it's a book that is full of light codes. It's full of teachings. It's full of a particular vibration that brings through an energy rather than just words. It could be music. It could be mantras. It could be something that helps people to regulate their nervous system, or to even connect with higher dimensions. It could be paintings from other dimensions. paintings that are inspired by artists who have lived their time on this earth and have come back to express through you. If it's music of a sublime nature, highly, highly, highly inspired. In fact, channeled. I have to say it because that's how I feel. As I'm talking about this group and your creativity, I have to tell you that you are a channel. And, you know, to some extent, we're all channeling all the time. Well, of course I am because I'm a channel, but you know what I mean. Most of us are channeling something at some point, some frequency that's not what we would call ourselves. But it's, you know, it's hit and miss for some people, or it's just that somebody comes through at the right moment to give someone the right words of encouragement, and you don't know why you said what you just said, but you said it and it seemed to help someone. Or, you know, you create something beautiful and for a minute it's as if it created itself. But for this group, I feel it's much more planted in you. It's much more grounded than that. It's like you are a channel. And if you're not consciously aware of that just yet, hold on to your hat, because it's coming, and it's coming through thick and fast very soon. So where you have whatever it is that you have, whether it's your instruments or your paintbrush or your, you know, whatever it is, just be aware that what's coming from you is coming through you. And that has a long way to go in terms of the development of your soul and your ability to be a channel for it and to receive it as a vessel to allow it to come through you. And in terms of how far it will take you in life and how much of a focus it will be for you in the future. And also, yes, I'm going to mention that my guys are saying the prolific nature of what you can produce. Yes, it's endless, it's infinite. You don't get writer's block when you're a channel. You sit and you wait. You also need to find a sanctuary, you know, you need to find a sanctuary, a place where you can work well, where you can ground yourself, you can attune yourself to loving vibrations, you can shield and protect your energy, and you can call in those who wish to work through you. So that you can do this in a structured way. So you can do it in a way that brings harmony. Yes, rather than takes you by surprise in those moments of creative spark or inspiration, that it becomes reliable, that it becomes something that you can structure a little more. Okay, that's beautiful. I love the energy of this group number 3. It really is powerful. You have a lot of divine power flowing through you. You are a co-creator with the divine. It's that simple. You are a co-creator and a messenger. And, you know, if you've come to this message and it's for you, it's going to be really for you at this time and really important to you. If you come to this message and you're wondering what on earth I'm talking about, then maybe another message is for you. Maybe choose another message. But for those of you who are the channels who have found this message, well done, because you're guided. You are constantly being guided, and you are now beginning to allow that guidance to lead you and to guide your work. And that is where you start to get the benefits coming in that make sense of everything. Going into the future, you will have many, many, many opportunities to shine your light. And when we talk about shining your light in this context, what it really means is to become the upgraded, the enhanced, the augmented, the ascended vibrational version of yourself, the being that you came here to be and to express, that which you wish for most, the one who's able to take time for deep self-care that elevates the spirit even more, time to work on yourself and your consciousness, yes, and to give yourself those things, those treats, the amazing nutritional supplements, the very best, the great juicer, the wonderful things that really help to raise your vibration and elevate your consciousness the sound baths, the holidays, the treats that you need that will support you as a channel to be the very best channel that you can possibly be. And if that's not your thinking, then that's fine. That's not for you. But those of you who are thinking in that way, you know who you are, you know what you're longing for and what you need, and it is coming. So when we speak of shining your light in this context, this is what we refer to, allowing you to become the very best version that you can be. And for that light to be an example to others, to say, oh, I wonder if I could get there. I wonder if I could express that much light in my lifetime. This isn't to say there's anything wrong with, wanting to show yourself as your very best for, because the ego is asking for this, but really your very best is pure spirit. So to show your very best is to shine your light, the light of your eternal spirit. And this also, I think, is echoed by the sun. The sun at the beginning, with your astro dice. This is what shining your light really means. And this is what a lot of Leos are learning, I feel. They are learning that what that means is not shying away from being seen. They're ultimately learning how to be the expression of love, which is just going to let itself be abundantly seen by others and appreciated and give back in that way. And the ego, after a long time in maturity, starts to subside because it understands that actually it's the light that we bring by having that loving intention that is actually being seen, and not our tap dancing or juggling or our ability with putting great fashion pieces together. I hope that makes sense. You've got a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time ahead of you, group number 3, because you will be embracing those principles increasingly more each day as you have the most incredible experiences with your guides and with the divine, and it will be wonderful. So do not hide your light anymore. Shine your light, celebrate your life, celebrate who you are, who you came here to be, and its ability, the ability of that being to move beyond the self into self-expression and into self-realization. You'll be doing a lot of planning, taking a lot of action in the future, taking a lot of aligned action, moving forward on your path and surrendering to your journey. The more you have coming through from your guides, the more of this channeling that happens, and the more that you see evidence of, all these little signs and these synchronicities, and the way that your guides are just holding you, the way that they just have you in their hands, in the palm of their hands, the way that God is holding you. Your angels are putting their wings around you and just lifting you up and carrying you forward through anything that you perceive to be a struggle. The more you see and experience that, the more you are going to release control, and you are really genuinely going to come into being a 5th dimensional being who is able to walk that path fully and to share that knowledge with others of how, when you do seek first the kingdom of heaven, all things will be given unto you as a result. All things. There is nothing that cannot be yours. There will be much celebrating for you in the future. And a part of this will be your guides celebrating your release of control, your surrender, and what this means in terms of how much you have evolved. Do you understand that, group number 3? That when you have learnt to surrender and release control and trust the divine, this will be a huge turning point in showing you and everyone else how much you've grown, how much you've evolved. And that's when the abundance will come in, because in releasing all of the resistance that you had before, all the things that you've been manifesting all these years, all these decades, when you've been struggling and wondering, why doesn't it come in? Where is it? Where's it going? Well, this stuff is just, none of this law of attraction, it doesn't work. When you release control and you really are walking your path, it's just going to be like unstoppable. It's going to be like sunshine. It's going to be like sunshine just pouring into your life, golden sunshine pouring in, and lots of celebrations, lots of beautiful journeys, lots of wonderful plans, and just incredible things, and finding somehow that you have the time, because I feel for you, you may have had worries that you're running out of time, or you don't have enough time, or you're not really where you thought you would be at this point in time. that's all going to disappear. And you are just going to surrender and flow with this incredible golden river of sunshine that just keeps delivering abundance and joy into your life. And that's it. And by the way, everyone, if you're wondering about these readings and the new dimension they've taken on, I have had the most incredible sound baths recently. I might have to make a video at some point to tell you what happened in those experiences, but yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for listening. Please put a comment below if you have enjoyed this reading, this experience, this channeled experience. And I would love to hear more about how it resonated for you, or just to hear from you. Just say hello, help move the algorithms along, help me to grow. Always the same things. If you'd like to book a reading with me, all the information is below. Please like the video. Please share it with your friends. Leave comments, leave reviews wherever you can if you enjoyed it. If not, we'll just keep it to ourselves. I'm joking. Okay, have a great day. Thanks for listening. Group number 3. Take care. Bye.